Hey guys, just wanted to take a minute to talk about being single. Sometimes being single can feel like a huge pain in the butt. And in fact, this week I was kind of getting down on myself about being single. I was just sort of thinking, why is it that I am about to be 24 and I don't even have within my sights anywhere in the near future a good solid relationship headed my way. So I was getting down on myself. I was sitting in my car. I was getting down on myself. I was like, why? Why am I single? Why don't I meet the type of men that I want to have in my life? Why don't the men that I talk to, the men that I've dated, why don't they treat me the way that I want to be treated? And why can't I form this solid relationship? And why don't I vibe? And why don't I click? And why is it so difficult? And why this? And why that? And literally for 20 seconds, I seriously thought about dating a woman. I was like, maybe a woman would understand me and love me the way that I think I need to be loved. Went back to men after that 20 seconds. So I thought about it, and my homie David called. This is how I started getting on this train of thought. My homie Judah called, and he was like, "Yo, what's up? Like, what's good in your life?" And he's one of the few people who, when he calls, I know he's genuinely interested in talking and listening to me. So I don't open up to many people. I'm mostly an ear. People like to talk to me. People can talk to me on hours on end. They just like opening up to me, and I like listening to people. I'm very interested in the people in my life. I'm very interested in their lives, and I'm very interested in being a stable foundation in their lives. But there's probably only one person on this earth who I open up to, and even though I don't really open up to him, I feel as if I could, and that counts for a lot. But anyways, he called, and he just got his license to be the commencer of weddings. I don't know what they call it to the people. Oh, you take this one, you take that man. Yeah, yeah. So he just got his license to do that, and he uh, read to me the I don't know what they call those things, but I guess the sermon that he wrote for this couple about their love. And literally, I'm sitting in the parking lot at school, and he reads it to me, and it brings me to tears. And he's laughing on the other end, like, why are you crying? I'm just like a mess because I'm thinking about relationships and love and why it's so difficult and why can't I get this and why can't I get that. And here he is on the other line, not even knowing that background story, and I'm like bawling in my car. And after we hung up the phone, I was started to think about it. I was like, love is just a process. Uh, just like dating someone is a process, getting to know someone is a process, having a relationship with someone is a process, having a marriage is a process. It's all a learning experience. So as you go about this, as you make the decision to love someone, you pick up, you pick up experiences and you use those and they help you to mold yourself, to learn about this person and learn to be with this person and learn about yourself to help you mold yourself to this person. I mean, it's all a growing experience. And so I started to think. I said, Alex, and I said, yeah, Alex. And I said, Alex, don't be down on yourself about being single. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. As long as you know that in the process of your dating and your talking and your relationships that steadily move forward uh, in learning about yourself and learning about other people and, the type of people that you'll accept into your life and the type of people that you won't and the experiences that you'll accept and the type of experience that you won't allow in your life, then you're cool. And as I thought about that, I started writing down this list about the guys that I've dated. I'm going to go ahead and say 10. I started writing down the list of experiences that I've had. And generally, they're all pretty positive. Um, not all. There's about 3 on there I would modify. Can't take the experience back completely because it's shaped and it's molded me in a lot of great ways. I'm going to just talk about a few because there's no time for all 10. The first guy the first guy I ever dated. His name was Richard. He was 20, I was 16. And yeah, that's illegal. Um, we never did anything sexual. I mean, he was very adamant about saving himself for marriage, which was absolutely amazing. It was a perfect experience for a first boyfriend. This guy was so interested and so into me almost every single day that summer. He would drive to my house to come pick me up in my house, drive me back to Diamond Bar or beyond, wherever we were hanging out. And we'd hang out, we'd chill. He'd drive me back home, and then he drives himself back home. And he did this almost every single day because he was so interested in spending time with me. He didn't care. And that was just absolutely phenomenal. And something that I understand and something that I've taken from him is that if a dude's interested in you, the driving deal, not so big of a deal. It's really not. If he's interested in seeing you and he wants to spend time with you, he'll make it happen. Now, whether it's driving or carving out time in his schedule, if he wants to do it, he'll do it. The second guy is Gene. Gene and I are still really dope friends now. He was my first love, and he's a best friend of mine. I really love Gene, and I have a big heart for Gene. Um, the big lesson that I learned from Gene was that the purest and best love is love created without the involvement of sex. In my opinion, the best relationships are formed prior to having sex with someone because our bond and the attachments that we had with each other were so solid, prior to having sex. I mean, even after sex, but prior to having sex, I mean, there's nothing we wouldn't have done for each other. And we weren't sexually intimate, we were just in love with each other. And so that's an experience I take away from Gene. There's some bad ones. There's a guy that I dated, his name is Sam. And the only thing I have to say about him is that even Christian men can be scum of the earth. So don't let somebody's persona and don't let their religion or political views or whatever hinder you from really understanding who they are. Because just because you're a Christian person doesn't mean that, you can't have demons. And, just because you're an atheist doesn't mean you can't be an exceptional person. So, next guy I learned something from will not go by name. The only thing I can say about this dude is that don't ever get involved with anyone that you work with. It's not a good look. It's not safe. It can lead to a lot of personal drama, a lot of work drama, and a lot of job insecurity. Uh, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Boys are like buses, miss one next 15, one coming. Yeah, you heard it. You heard it here first. There's plenty of them out there. Don't mess with the ones in the workplace. It's not good. Um, the last one worth mentioning is that if a man has to scream at you, and shout at you, and yell, and get up in your face, and get all angry, and prove that he's a big tough man, if he has to do that in order to get his point across, just kick him to the curb. You don't need him in your life. If a man has to do all that to, get his point across and prove that he's king of the jungle or whatever he's trying to prove, some hotshot shit, he doesn't need to be in your life. I mean, that's 3-year-old shit. That's stuff that a 3-year-old would do. And I know that because I have one. So don't deal with that. Don't put up with that crap. And that behavior can very quickly turn into physical violence. Not that I experienced it, but I could see it happening. God knows. And if I had had a gun, I would have shot him in the leg. I don't shoot to kill, but I'll shoot to hurt. Just know that. Um, those are a few experiences I've taken away. And I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm getting wiser. And I'm learning from all of these experiences. And I'm learning about what I'll accept into my life and the type of experiences that I want and the type of experiences that I'll allow into my life. I anticipate sharing, an intimate life with someone. And I want to treasure this time that I have for myself to get to know myself because honestly, there's not one day that I've ever looked in the mirror and said, I know you, because I don't. I'm constantly changing. I'm constantly learning more about myself, and I want to keep this time to myself to know me. And whenever this guy comes along, well then so be. But until then, I'm satisfied being me, knowing me, learning me, and accepting me. Because it's a constant struggle and it's a constant process. And I think as long as we keep that perspective, we won't mind being single ladies. Okay, I don't sing, alright? Don't hold it against me. Anyways, comments, questions, hollers, all good. If you got anything negative to say, keep it to yourself and your mama. Alright, bye.